Why do we need to be in touch with the natural world? It's not just the pleasure of looking at butterflies, it's more profound than that. The natural world cleanses the air we breathe. We depend upon it, many people would think, for our sanity. It's not a coincidence that at moments of great stress, the place we find solace is in the natural world. Space in our crowded island is very much at a premium. And there are plenty of people and plenty of interests and plenty of concerns that will move into a space if they get the chance. But it's precisely those small, unobtrusive little places that those of us who care about the natural environment value most highly. And BTCV is the one organisation that identifies them and does something about them and makes it clear to everybody who just passes by that these are valuable places. BTCV workers are the unsung heroes of the environment, there's no doubt about that. Who does the back-breaking work of digging ditches and clearing them? Who turns out on a cold day? Answer, members of BTCV. And we all owe them a great debt, in my view.
The idea in the community is that we're all working together, so everything we do here is for the good of everybody, and it's similar to how the bees work.
It's a village square. It's a place where people from all over different parts of Haringey come, and sometimes from outside. They come to meet each other.
It's what's beautiful about Tottenham. This is what Tottenham's got besides a football ground. When you walk past it, you know that there's something going on here, something really good. A lot of effort has been put into it. That's what I like, is there's a lot of passion, a lot of effort, and they don't exclude.
We care about all types of people. People come here with their children, with their grandmothers, and that is a huge privilege.
One of the things I wanted to know was how to plant for myself. I had to watch them grow, to understand the seasons. So I thought, okay, I would come here at LUOS and join with them, and they had the same idea about planting wildflowers and medicinal plants. And I brought my boys with me as well, and they did a lot of the planting. They actually helped to dig the ground, and they did a lot of the planting alongside me.
The most important thing about living under one sun is about community leadership. It's about how we can take a role and be part of the solution. A lot of people are isolated and not many people access services. So we are able to actually do that, to put people in touch with each other and with services.
There's been a lot of different communities working here, and sometimes we've had problems communicating with the different communities and also understanding their needs. And living under one sun has helped us turn it around into quite a thriving area now, with a lot of harmony between a lot of different groups. Very little vandalism or damage or conflicts now compared to what we have had in the past.
Living under one sun is not just about growing fruits and vegetables and crops. It's about growing communities. We are made in Tottenham, and we want to stay here and to spread the good work. And so please come and visit us.
So this is Worthing Head Primary School in Bradford, and it's a project to develop a woodland from a disused kind of space into a useful educational resource. Here we've got a mini beast area with a couple of trapdoors, a log pile and a bug hotel. So this is a bog garden, which is a shallow pond, and the guys are filling it up with soil. We've also created an outdoor classroom so the kids can come out here and learn about the woodland habitat. And this is really important because the ethos of the project is to try and get kids out and about to take ownership of the local environment and help inspire the next generation of environmentalists.
Many children in the Leeds area come from urban areas, and they won't have had the chance to study wildlife, to see butterflies, to see flowers, to be able to pond dip and find tadpoles and newts and so on. Hopefully this can give them a chance to appreciate the wildlife that's around them, so that they can take that into their adult lives with an appreciation for nature and the beauties of the world around them. Quite a few of the volunteers that come out and work on the schools project have been unemployed for a few years, and this gives them the opportunity to get out of the house, do some work, achieve something as a team, and gives them a sense of pride in what they've achieved and what they've built.
I came here after teaching for 22 years in primary school education. I came wanting to do something physical and to learn some new skills for a possible future career in this kind of environmental work. I feel that it gives you a routine for a good part of the day. It gives you something that you can achieve and something that is very satisfying, positive for your community and for the environment around. And I encourage basically anybody who has got spare time and a keen interest in outdoor activities to get involved in BTCV.
Chris is the first leader that I had, and I was immediately impressed with him. He was so inspirational, really.
I'm really passionate about what we offer. We do offer something that is incredibly different. I work specifically with health. I work in a team of 3, so I manage 2 other staff as well who are focused on promoting the Green Gym, getting other organisations involved in what we do, so really offering opportunities for people to get out and improve their lives. What we need to do is take out the Mick and the Stacey today, so it's a real problem in this meadow. It's invasive, it's found its own way in here. We really want to take it out to make sure all the other plants and wildflowers get a chance to prosper. We offer so many opportunities to people that wouldn't have any opportunity otherwise. And really for me as an individual is about working with those people, seeing the change and how they've developed through the programme, through the opportunities that we give them.
People change their lives here. When they come along, they're active. It's a very social thing to do. We're doing something for the conservation. It's my therapy to do this stuff as well. So it's essential for me to do this.
I've been really inspired by what the organisation offers, and really working with other people, the training I've got, and the mentoring from other leaders that first started with showing me how to work with people, how to lead people, how to inspire people to get involved and make people feel more included. I think I've taken on really a lot of those kind of values from the people around me.
We are a gentle, nice group, and we're very powerful when we get together. We can move mountains. We're ambitious about the future. And we're growing all the time. It's a growth industry in a time of kind of uncertainty. We deliver a feel-good factor which is unique.
We're really transforming people's lives, making a huge difference to the environment, leaving a lasting legacy for the community, all the projects we do. I'm passionate about the environment, passionate about what we need to do to make a difference, and it kind of takes over my whole life really.
I used to work with animals and that didn't really work out for me. I ended up in Rochdale out of work and saw an advert for people wanting volunteers with BTCV, and I started volunteering with the Green Gym there in the midweek team, which was fantastic. Did lots of practical work, learnt a lot, and then from there I went on to becoming a volunteer officer. BTCV was a fantastic starting point. I gained so much confidence from working with skilled people doing practical work. It boosted my self-esteem. I was a useful member of the team doing the practical work, and it just gave me everything necessary to get a full-time job with Green Estate basically. It takes quite a lot of dedication to stick to something that long when you're managing without money for a number of years. Part of the work I do with Green Estate is with the heavy horse, and we take him out to cleared sites where the houses have been demolished, and we're trying to improve the green spaces so there's less antisocial behaviour, and we work with local children from local schools, teaching them about care of the heavy horse, and they sow seeds on the sites to make them look pretty. I benefited from people at BTCV, and people are benefiting from me now I work at Green Estate.
I lost my job as a plasterer 2.5 years ago in the downtown when there was no work about in the building sites, and I ended up being in the hostel. I was lucky enough to be given a leaflet saying about the Seeds project up in Ballysillan doing the allotments, and I met up with Mary, Helen and all the other staff and volunteers, and we went up there and we took a 1.5 years It was like a big jungle to start off with.
The Ballystone Community Allotment Project is a partnership between conservation volunteers, the allotment holders, Belfast City Council and the Salvation Army. We've been working here for a few months to change what was a derelict site into a new community garden. We've been working with a whole range of volunteers from the Salvation Army and from conservation volunteers. We've been working with health patients as well, and it's a work in progress, but we're getting there. One of the obstacles we've overcome to get the project up and running is the stigma attached to the homelessness, and we've done a lot of work engaging local people and the guys from Salvation Army to get over this, and it's had a really positive effect, and it's really made this project such a success.
It's transformational, you know. That's the only word I can think of. It's just, especially when you've been sedentary for 6 years, you know, it's just, you meet new people.
I've got the confidence now to go out and do the job that I've always wanted to do, doing gardening, and I've recently set up my own business in East Belfast in the Go For It programme.
The project up there is brilliant. They've done well, so they have. Everybody's worked together and it's turned out lovely.
There's a strong correlation between depressive illness and homelessness and mental health more generally. The opportunity to share an activity, develop friendships, and just the physical exercise of working on a project of this is having measurable benefits in terms of our service users' mental health.
Our job was to plant 5 fruit trees. William was already there. We dug holes to the depths of the pots and planted them in the centre of the square. When the trees were put in straight, we used spades to fill in the sides, but in the last I used my hands. What a pleasure to firm in the ground. When the trees were all planted, William said, "Job well done." Neville says the same as he goes past. It'll see many seasons come and gone. And in many years in passing, there will be an orchard standing here, and we, now ghosts, will view our work and watch the school children run through it at play.
European award winner Jeremy Chomet has had a remarkable impact across Europe. Jeremy began his volunteering work in the stunning Auvergne countryside in France, leading volunteers on conservation holidays. He became the youngest board member of French volunteering organisation UNIREC and helped develop international umbrella organisation CVA. Jeremy has travelled to Brussels, Kent and Lithuania in his bid to improve volunteering across Europe.
I've just been diagnosed as bipolar. Obviously I was a bit confused as to what that meant. It seemed to raise more questions than answers it gave. I was facing just things like depression, manic episodes. I had a very bad sleep disorder at the time. I was sleep deprived a lot of the time.
But you know, Tom, even though he doesn't get much sleep, he still turns up, he's raring to go. He's like, right, let's get the task done, get the guys involved. He doesn't allow his issues to affect the work he's doing. He just gets on and does it.
I find that I'm sleeping a lot better after doing activities. Before I was going a week to a week and a half without sleep. Now I tend to get sleep most nights, which is good.
He's won it because he's come so far from where he was before. He was homeless, and he's come from being homeless and worked all the way through that to actually holding a steady job per se. Volunteer officer is a good job to have.
I do feel really proud working with Tom, you know, knowing what he's been through. And you know, the fact that he is still, you know, the person he is. He's funny, brilliant at what he does, and I feel rather proud and pleased to work with him, and couldn't ask for another colleague really.
If I'd never come across BTCV, I don't know what I'd be doing now. I'd probably still be doing nothing, going nowhere with my life, things like that. Now I feel like I've got a direction in life, a purpose. It definitely helps with motivation and depression and things like that.
group of volunteers are all extremely pleased to have seen the change in Michael over the year, and we're very, very happy that he's won this award, which he will use to go and encourage other people with similar difficulties to get involved in volunteering. We're very proud of him.
Considering he had a 42-mile round trip every time he joined our group, it was amazing to think with his handicap and disability that he could do it, and he wanted to do it in all weathers.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Porritt. I've been involved in environmental issues for the best part of 35 years and a Vice President of BTCV for a very long time. So my task today is really a very simple one and a very pleasurable one. It's to extend my congratulations to all the Green Heroes for 2011. And I must say, I hope you've been as inspired by these stories as I've been. It is incredibly easy to get very downcast, depressed, when you hear all the stories about what's happening to the environment, what's going on in the economy all around the world. And sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that there's this absolutely constant flow of really brilliant people doing really brilliant things out there all the time. And I think that's the special contribution that BTCV makes here. It turns all those fine words about the environment into practical action. It doesn't just give us the rhetoric, it gives us the stories on the ground, shows us what it really looks like in practice. And for me, that's been a distinguishing feature of BTCV over 52 years, and it's an enormous contribution when you think of it in those terms. As you've heard today, it isn't just about the environment. Obviously, Green Heroes tells us that it's mostly about the environment, but there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot to this in terms of the community, building up community spirit, building social cohesion, breaking down some of the social barriers that are so problematic in many parts of UK society today. And of course it's about the individuals themselves, it's about those green heroes, seizing hold of these opportunities that BTCV gives them, making the most of those opportunities and building something that they themselves can feel incredibly proud of. So for me this is a very special time, for the Green Heroes themselves, for BTCV, for all of us thinking about the implications of this. And I do hope that some of you who perhaps have had a sort of niggling thought in the back of your mind that you could be doing more here, that you could be helping this charity continue with the work, that you might take a leaf out of BTCV's book and turn that thought into a practical action. Make yourself an even more valuable supporter of what BTCV is doing financially, and enable this organisation to go on doing what it does with its volunteers all around the world, not just here in the UK, but all around the world, to maintain this incredible record of achievement. Thank you.